Hello, hello. Please stand and join me in welcoming Becky Peterson, who will lead us in singing the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Please welcome Dr. Peter Stern, Chair of the Champlain College Board of Trustees.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Champlain College Board of Trustees, it's my honor and pleasure to welcome fellow trustees, administrators, faculty and staff, and the soon-to-be graduates, their families and friends, to the college's 139th commencement exercises. I'm honored to share this moment with you, the class of 2017. Your personal belief in the importance of higher education and your commitment to expanding your own learning has driven you to reach this significant milestone today. All of us gathered here take great pride in watching you become graduates. To the family and friends here today, I know the class of 2017 joins me in extending a heartfelt thank you to each of you. Your support, patience, mentorship, and sacrifice made today possible for each of our graduates. During today's ceremony, we will present an honorary degree to Renee Fournet as an outstanding individual whose contributions to our country and the field of cybersecurity make her particularly deserving of recognition. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we enthusiastically welcome Renee to the Champlain community. Graduates, the connections you have formed with faculty, friends, and associates, combined with your innovation and optimism, will serve you well throughout your lifetime. I'm confident you will face the challenges and opportunities ahead in the spirit of the Champlain motto, Adeemos, or let us dare. Congratulations.
Please welcome Dr. Lori Quinn, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academics.
Here now, in the presence of candidates for academic recognition, members of the faculty and administration, alumni, trustees, honored guests, and friends of Champlain College, the 139th commencement is hereby convened.
Please welcome Jane Brumley, representing the undergraduate online class of 2017.
Thank you, Provost Quinn, and thank you to the Board of Trustees, President Lockman, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, our family, and friends. We really appreciate that you are here to celebrate with us. I am honored to have been asked to share my story with you today. I decided that I wanted to offer most to you is encouragement. Each of us has a story to share about what it took to graduate. And while every story is different because of our differing backgrounds, we can all use our own stories to inspire others. Obtaining a college degree is rarely easy, and for those of us in the online program, it can be even harder. Adult learners are some of those most dedicated students you will find. We schedule our study time while our lives are still going full speed. My story began many years ago. I started at Abilene Christian University in Texas. The first summer I went home, I met my husband, Bob. He was in the Air Force, and we were engaged within weeks, married the following year. My plan was to finish school at our new home in Austin, but it didn't work out at all that way. I should have entered as a junior, but due to state and specific university standards, I was classified as a second semester freshman. I was angry, and so I quit. College became a battle for me. I started several times, only to be challenged by a cycle of life incidents and needing to pause my studies. At one point, my dad got sick, and he passed away very quickly. But yet that fire inside of me continued to spark. I was allowed to pause my studies during that time and finish after I returned. When we found out very soon after that we were moving, I was able to complete those last coursework through my first true telecourse. Later, we had 4 sons by that time, 2 in junior high and high school and 2 little ones. I was busy. I took a break from school and volunteered when I could. One of those volunteer opportunities turned into a flex-time job in accounting. But I was unwilling to give up that last little time that I had left with our last child. And I am eternally grateful that I had that choice. And I do understand that's not the choice for everyone. But with no job, I suddenly had a lot of time on my hands. My husband asked if I had considered going back to school. And remember that spark? I didn't have much time to decide, but it flickered inside of me, and I applied and started again. During my second semester at school, guess what? He got a job offer in San Antonio. So I took one online course from there, but couldn't continue because there were no upper-level accounting courses that I needed. So I quit again. In 2015, Champlain College signed an agreement to offer education through a program called TruEd Fed. Champlain's programs were affordable and 100% online, and that's not something I ever found in an accredited school. I saw an ad in our local military base newspaper about the new program, and I couldn't believe my eyes. This was my answer. It wouldn't matter if we moved again. I could take my studies with me. But being portable is not the only reason why Champlain is so great. There have been our wonderful instructors. In many ways, our instructors are like us. They live across the U.S., they have families, and they work in their chosen careers. But still, they take the time to share their knowledge with students. Their life experiences enhance classes the way a textbook cannot. During these last 2 years, I've had more of those life experiences, including 2 major neck surgeries. And this past December, we moved again to Germany. During finals week, yeah, that was rough. Through it all, though, through 11 moves and attending 8 different colleges, with the help of our great Champlain College faculty and staff, I'm here today. I recently saw a quote from entrepreneur and author Jim Rohn and thought it was appropriate. If it's important to you, you will find a way. If not, you will find an excuse. My story is complicated and long, but we have many classmates with amazing stories about overcoming adversity. Some have suffered loss of family members, either through divorce or death. We have classmates who have experienced job loss, job changes, pregnancies, illnesses, and some are even the primary caregivers of their elderly parents. Are we tenacious or what? Whatever life throws our way, we are persistent and we are determined. And that is why we are here today, ready to walk this stage. If we can persevere through all of this, the setbacks, the distractions, the delays, we can make it through anything. Experience teaches us that there will always be tough times. What got us here today is different for each one of us. But whatever that motivation is, it can get you through the valleys in life. For me, it was surrounding myself with people who encouraged me to keep going no matter what life threw in my way. And also, it was my faith. What I mean by faith is, it's not believing that everything's going to turn out okay, but it's knowing that you're going to be okay no matter how things turn out. I'm not at all sure what my future's going to look like. In the near term, while living overseas, I plan to continue to volunteer at our tax center, and I've already asked to be help at our local church with their bookkeeping. Some of us, it only took 4 years to graduate, and some more than 30. But all that matters is that we are about to cross that finish line. But it doesn't end here, graduates. This is just the new chapter. How will you share your story to inspire others? I think it's time to graduate, y'all. Thank you.
Please welcome Laura Philbach, representing our candidates for master's degrees.
So I didn't tell my family that I would be speaking here today, and I was feeling pretty proud of myself for keeping it a secret so I could surprise them, so surprise, guys. But I have to say that I got one-upped by my daughter, who knew that I was speaking and surprised me by flying all the way from Michigan to be here this weekend. So I'm feeling very humbled. I'm also feeling very honored to be standing here today. As I'm sure is the case for many of those graduating here, being here for me represents the culmination of a long journey and a lot of hard work. My journey to graduate school has been a long time in coming. I went to undergraduate school over 20 years ago, at which time I was not prepared to make the most of my education. Instead, I cashed in all my advanced placement credits from high school so that I could graduate a year early. And then I got married 2 days after I graduated, and about 9 months later, when I was 21, I had a baby boy. And then 3 years later, I had my baby girl. So my 20s were all about establishing myself as an adult and raising young children, while at the same time, in many ways, they helped raise me too. I have joked that having kids early allowed me to put off deciding what I wanted to be when I grew up. And for me, that was a good thing, because even though I had not been ready to choose a career, for some reason I was ready to embrace being a parent. And I know that might seem different than the way a lot of people do it, or the way a lot of people might recommend doing it, but in my case, it worked out. As my kids have grown, I have held a number of different jobs. Pretty much all of those jobs have just unfolded in front of me in one form or another and have been compatible with my life at the time. However, even though I liked a lot of the things about the jobs that I had, they weren't necessarily exactly what I wanted to be doing. The problem was that I had never really answered that question. If I started from scratch, what would I do? So a few years ago, I decided it was time to figure this out. So I started looking around, and I found Champlain College's Master of Fine Arts in Emergent Media program. Nothing about this program presented itself to me. For the first time, it was something that I sought out and I chose. And so I knew going in that I was going to make the most of it. And I jumped into the program with both feet. I recently reread my application to the program, and here's how I answered that question of what I really wanted to do. This is what I wrote in my application. My overarching goal is to gain a toolbox of skills that I can use to tell stories that need telling. I like to learn how to make the ideas I have become reality by understanding how to use equipment and tools appropriate to the task. I would also like to expand my capacity to use film and make documentaries or short videos. I would like to continue to shed light on issues I feel are meaningful and beneficial. It is my hope that the MFA program in Emergent Media can help me gain skills that I currently lack so that I can achieve my goals, while at the same time exposing me to new ideas and possibilities that I don't know are options. I'm excited to say that I really got what I came here for. But it certainly hasn't been easy. In fact, it was pretty terrifying when I started. I still remember how panicked I felt by my first homework assignment, sitting at home in front of a blank page, thinking, what have I done? I remember agonizing literally for hours over what turned out to be a pretty juvenile-looking drawing that I was not so eager to share in class the next day. But to my surprise, my classmates actually looked at it closely, and even though it was no masterpiece at all, they said, oh, this is really great because now I really understand what you're trying to say here. And I realized, you know what? I have experience. I'm an intelligent person. If I put a lot of thought and earnest effort into something, it isn't going to be horrible. It's not going to be perfect, and it's going to need refinement, but I can build on those things, and I can have confidence in what I do. And this was an incredibly powering realization. Another example was my first elective, an intro to cinematography class with first-year undergraduate students. Prior to this, my only film experience was with community access TV, which meant that I would get a camera and a tripod and point it at a meeting and maybe pan back and forth a little bit, but there was nothing really creative about that. And so in the cinematography class, our initial assignment required us to get a partner and make a video featuring the other person. And mind you, I'm in a class of students who are literally the same age as my own children. My son and I actually went to college at the same time. And all of these students already had way more experience than I did in this kind of thing. And so I was sitting there thinking, this is my worst nightmare. How am I going to find a partner to do this assignment? But in the end, a very sweet and sympathetic student agreed to be my partner. And I tried my best, and I came up with this weird idea, and I executed it to the best of my ability. And the next week, we had to watch all the projects in class back to back. And I'm sitting there thinking, no, this is my worst nightmare. But again, I got positive feedback on the positive things, and also suggestions and ideas on how I could do better next time. And so what I learned, and what I've had to tell myself over and over throughout this program, is get over yourself. I've had to set my ego aside many times in order to try to learn new things and push my boundaries a little bit, which I've certainly done. And over time, I've actually gained some skills too. At some point, the work I have done and the projects that I've worked on transitioned from learning experiences that I really wouldn't want to show anybody to things that I'm really excited to share with the world and put out there for people to see. I made a documentary just this past year about Vermont's Education Governance Law, Act 46, and I've gotten messages from all over the state from people thanking me for making this and saying how it has really helped them understand this complicated issue. And that has been so gratifying for me to see the way that I can use media to do something like that, and to do something that I could have never done going into the program. This is what I came here for. I now have a solid example of work on my website that I am proud to show, and I hope will help me move forward in the next phase of my life, in which I would love to use my new toolbox of media skills to make a positive impact on the world in some way. So this is why I am thrilled to be standing here right now. It's really bittersweet to be coming to an end of this time, and I want to thank all of the people at the Emergent Media Center, as well as the excellent teachers that I've had throughout the program. I also want to acknowledge my fellow MFA grads before I finish. It's been a joy getting to know you all and work with you and see your work evolve as well. And I want to encourage everyone to check out our gallery show up at the CCM Gallery through May 27th. Hey guys, I think we can have our MFAs now. And finally, I couldn't have done it without the support of my family. My kids have been my cheerleaders, and it's been fun being in school at the same time and sending middle-of-the-night Snapchats commiserating about our homework assignments. But most of all, I need to thank my wonderful husband, Tim, who has supported me through the process in more ways than I can say. Thank you so much.
Please welcome our president, Donald J. Lockman, the 8th president of Champlain College.
Welcome to our graduating students, Board of Trustees, faculty and faculty emeriti, cabinet members, staff, family, friends, distinguished guests, and members of the Champlain College community. We are gathered here to honor and celebrate the class of 2017. Today, we recognize the culmination of our students' academic achievements by awarding undergraduate degrees to students from the Continuing Professional Studies Division and conferring graduate degrees to our newly hooded master's students. Thank you for being with us. It is especially gratifying to see so many of our distinguished faculty, program directors, and in the back, the academic advisors here. You inspire me with your commitment to our mission and your love of this transformative educational experience that will enable our graduates to lead meaningfully better lives. It is a privilege for me to share this day with you. I would also like to salute the families, partners, and special friends who supported these graduating students. We honor the sacrifices you have made. Your support, encouragement, and patience has helped to ensure that today is possible. Your efforts and care have enabled our graduates to achieve a goal that mattered deeply to them, Congratulations to you, and thank you for your support. Earlier today, we held our 139th commencement ceremony for our traditional undergraduate degree students. This afternoon's commencement marks an historic first for Champlain, a separate ceremony designed specifically to celebrate the achievements of our adult undergraduate and master's degree candidates. The combined total number of graduates receiving their diplomas today makes this the largest class in the history of Champlain College. As I reflected on the significance of this milestone and prepared for my comments today, I considered what made you a distinctive graduating class. What did you hold in common with each other as individuals? What motivated you and contributed to your success? I have identified 4 distinctive areas that set you apart and brought you to this day. First, you represent the diversity of our nation. You, the graduates gathered here today, include many first-generation college students completing associate, bachelor's, and master's degrees. Among you are refugees, immigrants, and native Vermonters. Many of you are female students, achieving success in fields historically dominated by men. Some of you are educated women coming from cultures where higher education has generally been reserved for men. You serve the government as civil servants or as members of the military. You are employed by large corporations and small community agencies. You are single parents and grandparents, or married parents, all of you balancing the demands of family, work, and school. As online students, you come from far and wide. You hail from more than 30 states and many foreign countries. You, our online and graduate students, comprise a fuller representation of the country's diversity than the citizens of Vermont. Your own individual perspectives and multiple identities have informed and strengthened the Champlain College educational experience for all of us. You are supported by family and friends who have come from as far away as the Ivory Coast to celebrate you and all that you have achieved. Second, you are focused. You are the quiet students who touch base with us before the start of each term and then dig in, getting your work done. You are the students who capitalize on learning opportunities, seeing education as a financial investment that demands maximum value and benefit in return. You are the students who tell us what you need to succeed, who call us before the start of every class and review your syllabus and your books, who check in just to ensure you are doing everything you can to finish on time. You are the students who have learned to advocate for yourselves, who now have the confidence to step up and ask about your coursework, question an assessment, or inquire about testing out of a requirement rather than assume classwork is the only way forward. You are the students who quit your jobs, then doubled up on your coursework, fast-tracking yourselves into an emerging field. You identified your life's passion and then began a master's degree as part of the journey to making that a reality. You are the students who know that asking for help is a sign of strength and courage. Third, you have persisted. You have persisted through thick and through thin, through the loss of a job or the loss of a parent. You persisted after having a child, or 2, or more. You persisted while supporting a family member through cancer treatments. You persisted through time, earning your degree today, one of you after beginning your journey 40 years ago in 1977. You persisted through business trips, military deployments, moves overseas, and your spouse or partner's pursuit of their educational goals. You persisted through PTSD, consistently using all of the resources at your disposal to reach your goal and be here today. You persisted because this mattered to you. You made this happen. And finally, you have achieved. You took courses to align with pathways to promotion, launching your career to the next level. You moved from hospital housekeeping staff to a management level position. You earned an associate degree, moved into a new position, and then earned your bachelor's degree to secure a new supervisory role. You had your eye on a coveted position and returned for a master's degree to make it a reality. You leveraged your education to move from a manual labor job to a highly technical career field. You worked to bring changes to your community and applied your learning to do so effectively. You cultivated a point of view that has made you a thought leader in your field. You built and leveraged a network of industry peers to effectively achieve your career success. You contributed original research to your field's most prominent journal, advancing the collective benefits of scholarship. While the challenges we confront in our world can at times seem daunting, I have great optimism because of you, the class of 2017. It is the diversity of your experiences, backgrounds, and viewpoints that will ultimately make us all stronger. I believe in your ability not just to persist, but to succeed. I believe in your ability to be focused and committed. I believe when your motivation is combined with your radically pragmatic Champlain College education that you can and will make a real difference in the world. Therefore, today, it is my honor to invite you, members of the class of 2017, to join the exceptional alumni of Champlain College. Your alma mater celebrates you earning your rightful place in this community. I know you will enhance our legacy. It is your future to seize. Audiamus, let us dare. Thank you.
Please welcome Professor Bob Green, who will present the honorary degree candidate, Ms. Renee Forney.
Renee Forney, your work in the field of cybersecurity has been essential for the country's safety, security, and future. Your keen ability to assess future workforce needs has made it possible for educators and employers to work together to develop the next generation of cybersecurity experts. Your strategic vision, coupled with your skilled program management, has provided the Department of Energy and Department of Homeland Security with innovative solutions and approaches in mission-critical areas. As an influential woman in a highly technical field, your contributions have helped define and shape an emerging industry's best practices. Your insights and leadership skills have expanded access and paved the way for many talented individuals to fill the needs of a growing workforce in the White House, Department of Defense, Homeland Security, and private security workplaces. We honor your lifelong commitment to excellence and your deep respect for information and the ongoing need of education in a civil society.
Renee Forney. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Champlain College, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science and Technology, honoris causa, on this 13th day of May, 2017. Congratulations.
Wow. I can't believe this. This time last Saturday, I was at a commencement for my little cousin was graduating from dental school, and it was exactly at 3 o'clock. And I said, wow, this time next week, I'll be at a commencement and I'll be given the address, so I better figure out what I'm gonna say. So, that being said, good afternoon. And I would like to thank President Lackman, his cabinet, the Board of Trustees, and the faculty of Champlain College for giving me the opportunity to come and just share with you for a few moments today. I'd also like to thank Tim Cavanaugh, who's a very strategic part of True Ed, for not only having a vision of what True Ed should be all about, but being a wonderful host for us this weekend. I also want to thank the family and friends of the graduates for not only being here today, but being there for the graduates, being a support to them, being a mentor to them, being able to stand in the gap for them when they needed you. And I also like to thank my family for being here with me today and for supporting me on my journey, because this has truly been a journey. But most of all, I want to thank the graduates for all the hard work that you all have done that's brought you to today. Now I have 15 minutes or less to celebrate you and to inspire you. So let's start with the celebrating. Enjoy yourself. You worked hard, enjoy today. Like Prince would say, party like it's 1999. You've done a wonderful job with this chapter in the book. An excellent job. And I guess you're saying, well, what book is she talking about? See, to me, life is like a story. And each of you have a different story. But there's one thing that you all have in common. You all like change. Yep, you like change. It was change that drove you to begin this journey. It was change, the need, the want for something different in your lives that had you put everything on the line to start out on this path. Why did you want to get this degree? Because you wanted change. You wanted something different for yourselves and for your family. So you started out on this journey and you ran across this college called Champlain. Now, Champlain has a history of change and innovation. Champlain has always stood in the gap in preparing the workforce for this country. As we came out of the Industrial Revolution and we needed to prepare the workforce with certain business skills, Champlain was there and doing that, being forward-leaning, being ready to stand in the gap and do something different as they are today. So celebrate today because you've come to the end of this chapter. But in reality, you're starting the next chapter. So what are you going to make this chapter about? Is this next chapter going to be boring? I doubt it. I doubt it, because you all aren't boring people. You like to live life on the edge. I challenge you today to make this chapter about changing the world. Because that's what you do. You change. So go out and change the world. Now, how do we change the world? Well, one idea to change the world, or the one that I lean closest to, is to making sure that every interaction that I have with a person, I want to make it a memorable interaction. It's an important interaction. It could be the first or the last interaction that you could have with that person. So make sure that you make that interaction all that you can make for that person and for yourself. Take no engagement with another person for granted. Make sure that the things, those innate qualities that you brought to this life, humility, compassion, ethics, all of those things that you can't automate, bring all of those to those interactions that you have with people. Now, as you take the opportunity to celebrate and you're thinking about going forward to change the world, I know that you're tired right now because you've gone through years of trying to get to today. I know how it feels to be tired. I, too, got my master's degree as an adult. I had 2 little kids and a husband and a full-time job. So I know how it is to have to change diapers or go to a ball game and to do all of those things and get the paper in when it's due. But as tired as I was, I didn't give up. I was always the type of person who wanted to hurry up, get there, and to do the next thing. I'll tell you a little funny story about myself. When I started kindergarten, I was so excited that that time was coming. And I know how people like to spell around little kids. Well, my family would always spell around me. And I said, well, that's all right, because when I go to kindergarten, I'm going to learn how to read, and you won't be able to spell around me anymore. So I had talked, mad junk for weeks. And we get on the bus, and we get to school. I'm so excited. I was all cute with my little outfit. And we get there, and we're finger painting. I was like, okay, this is nice, but we're finger painting. I need to leave. I need to know how to read by the time we leave here. We move on to snacks. I was like, okay, this is good. We have snacks. I'm down with that. Okay, we can do that. And then they read us a story. And I'm like, this is nice, you're reading to me, but I need to know how to read before I go home. And sure enough, they put us all back on the bus, and I couldn't read. So I had to go home and eat crow. I was so sad. I went to bed without dinner. I just didn't want to be bothered. So I've always had that spirit in me to always want more and to want it quickly. But I know what it feels like to be tired. So after I got the master's degree, and I had to still work through all the trials and tribulations that come with being a female in a workforce where most people don't look like you, I would get tired. But I didn't let it stop me. I keep going. If anything, it would motivate me to keep going, to keep doing more, to prove to all the naysayers that I could deliver. And the one thing that I kept in mind is to, again, make every interaction an important interaction. Make every interaction a special interaction. So much so that I didn't realize the impact that I had on one person who's here today. Today, amongst your graduating class, you have a gentleman. His name is Sam Brothers. Sam, where are you? So Sam Brothers is one of the top digital forensics experts in the world. So if I get lost and anything digitally happens, please contact him because he could find me. But Sam and I worked together at DHS, and we worked on programs that helped tell students and faculty about the cyber mission within the department. And I always sat in awe of this man and what his abilities were, and how he was able to not only be so technical, but be so kind and be able to reach out to others and to make them understand what his world was all about. That was so special to me. Now, on yesterday, when I saw him, I had no idea he was here. When I saw him on yesterday and he approached me and said, "Renee, you motivated me to do this." That's when I knew the motto that I had lived by all these years was real, and it is valid. So to everyone in here, think about what you want to make this next chapter. Think about the fact that I've come this far, and I didn't come this far by accident. Every trial and tribulation that I have been through to get me to this day is not in vain. Think about it in a way that allows you to go out and change this world like no other person could. So make all the remaining chapters of the book all that you want them to be. Walk in your gifts. Don't be afraid. My mom would tell me, "Lord, my baby has a mouth on her for the good and the bad." I used to have a problem when I was in school. I would just keep talking and talking and talking when I was in elementary school, never knowing that that was my gift. But walk in your gifts with everything you have. My dad always told me that nothing comes in a closed hand. So I ask you to please keep your hand open. Keep your heart open. Keep your mind open. And fill them with all the greatness of others that you come in contact with your interactions. But at the same time, share your greatness with them. Now, your motto is "Let us dare." I dare you to squander the opportunity that has been placed in your hands. Now is the time for you to do you. It is the time for you to go make a difference, to go make a change in this world like no other. Make a change in your local community that will then follow to a change in this nation. Let us dare.
Please welcome Provost Lori Quinn to present the candidates for degrees.
The moment we've been waiting for. President Lockman, as Provost and Senior Vice President for Academics, I present to you the class of 2017 as candidates for Associate in Science, Bachelor of Science, and Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, Master of Fine Arts, and Master of Science degrees from Champlain College.
From the Division of Continuing Professional Studies, the candidates for Associates in Science degrees. Charles Butson. Jessica Stevens. Christopher Aiken. Yao Alate. Christy Armel, cum laude. Shannon Biggins. Cassidy Brooke Belanger. April Berto. Jane McLeod Brumley. Jessica Budnick. Juan Isidro Caba. Kayla Caniff, magna cum laude. Stephanie Saballo. Joshua Chant, summa cum laude. Jillian Marie Charles. Tone Chatu Fullwood, magna cum laude. Marcella Consiglio, cum laude. Jennifer Daigle, cum laude. James D'Amato, cum laude. Christopher Doddelin, summa cum laude. Stephanie Delaney. Romelda Delaveau. Heather Demerit. Virtu Zigo. Rebecca Fenn, summa cum laude. Keith John Francolangia, summa cum laude. Julia Goodman, summa cum laude. Christina Marie Gallette. Robert Harvey, summa cum laude. Phasia Elazi. Ashley Jacobs, summa cum laude. Russell Jenneret. Christopher Johnston, summa cum laude. Jennifer Naff, summa cum laude. Kelly Krupa. Billy Matthews, summa cum laude. Scott McCoy. Jennifer Wells McGrath, cum laude. Suzanne McNamara Hill, magna cum laude. Susanna Mikov. Leslie Alexander Nakashima, summa cum laude. John Nunn, summa cum laude. Kahinde Orladapor, summa cum laude. Amanda Pirro, summa cum laude. Courtney Peterson, summa cum laude. Stephanie Ann Reed. Joanne Para Reiter. Scott Richmond, summa cum laude. Michelle Russell, magna cum laude. Corinne Russin, summa cum laude. Laura Sanchez, summa cum laude. Kathy Davis Shea, summa cum laude. Jason Dean Smiley, summa cum laude. Roland Swayze, summa cum laude. William Tanona, summa cum laude. Casey Tatro, summa cum laude. Marisa May Turner, summa cum laude. Rosaline Volpe, summa cum laude. Willie Mitchum, summa cum laude. Melissa Gingras, summa cum laude. Andrew Marshall, summa cum laude. Rebecca Gagnon. Catherine Earhart, magna cum laude. Lou Martinez, summa cum laude. Sanella Pobrich Becharovich. Will the members of the class of 2017 receiving your associate's and bachelor's degrees please rise for the conferring of degrees?
Now, by the power vested in me, as president of Champlain College, by the Board of Trustees and the Agency of Education of the State of Vermont, with the advice and consent of our faculty and confirmation by our provost, I declare that you are entitled to your associate and baccalaureate degrees with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. And further, I certify that we are confident of your ability to take your rightful place in the world. It is my sincere privilege to welcome you to the ancient and honorable community of educated citizens. You may now turn your mortarboard tassels from right to left.
From the Division of Communication and Creative Media, the candidates for master's degrees. Master of Fine Arts in Emergent Media, Emily Andrews. Michael C. Fay, Jr. Laura Philbach. Master of Science in Emergent Media, Shui Wan. Jessica Wisloski. From the Division of Continuing Professional Studies, the candidates for master's degrees, Master of Business Administration, Fareed Anderson. Christopher Barry. Dylan Brooker. Tiffany Bernor. Megan Burns. Timothy Campanaro. Gregory East. Victoria Govin. Daryl Gidry. Elizabeth Hansey. Jeremy Harrington. Daniel L. Jacobs. Abby Jefferus. Tristan Lanfear. William R. Larity III. Evan Lee. Noah Lee. Anne Marie Massenberg. Eleanor McCrae. Tabitha McCullum. Megan McDonough. Sharday Mitchell. Kim Nguyen. Shankara Ramakrishnan. Samantha Rand. Jason Russell. Shayla Scribner. Nicole Shan. Gail Shungu. Kevin Seacard. Olivia Teenan. Trisha Tatro. Patricia Vargas. Jack Wolfrey. The Master of Science in Digital Forensic Management. Joanna Alberts.
And now we're candidates for Master of Science in Digital Forensics.
Master of Science in Digital Forensic Science, Kathy Barcroft. Michael Bell. Brian Bennett. Christiana Brewer. Samuel Brothers. Shannon Cole. Cameron Evans. Jason Hall. Terry Hamill. Cynthia Hayward. Manuel Payamps. Michael Reiter. Frank August Scalise. Jason Vest. Master of Science in Executive Leadership, Kendra Albertson. Daniel Balda. Kaylee Barber. Joseph Bennett. Victor Boardman. Elizabeth Clark. Terry Clow. Tamika Coates Love. Taya Collins. Amy Coppage. Aaron Covey. Brian Cronmiller. Caitlin Douglas. Cindy Elkin. Maureen Gallen. Tracy Goff. Paige Morris Hartman. Kara Henderson. Carrie Hill. Kate Kellner. Hector Lopez. Kevin Mahoney. Casey Moss. Rod Moss. Deshaun McEwen. Robert McMillan. Georgia Felicia Miller. Mary Miller. Arike Okanlawan. Daisha Osland. Fausta Phelan. Kimberly Pratt. Richard Reddington. Jasmine Sandoval. Samantha Shelley. Lori Sherman. Michael Simon. Sanko Singleton. Paula Sutton. Bettina Walker. Ashley Whalen. Tasha Wilcox. Barbara Williams. Master of Science in Healthcare Administration, Leon Adams. Selena Ashline. Ann Babbitts. Angela Barnett. Beverly Berry. Rodney Bola. Noreen Camacho. Amy Cullen. Robert Dickey. Raphael Garreton. Jamie Gordon. Courtney Hodette. Beatrice Johnson. Cindy Jones. Molly Lincoln. Evan Mahakian. June Honorato. Abigail Patterson. Catherine Peterson. Padma Pisuparti. Dylan Rubin. Laura Rooker. Shay Schnell. Rebecca Sloan. Morris Sykes. Caitlin Thiel. Christopher Town. Mary Tripanier. Donna Williams. Joan Zipko. From the Division of Education and Human Studies, the candidates for master's degree: Master of Education in Early Childhood Education, Emily Clark. Juliana Gaynor. Lindsay McGarry. Philomena Montany. Megan Stapleton. Master of Science in Law, Tara Arneson. Shirley Austin. Beth Ann Berry. Darlene Bright. Melissa Joan Delory. Sharon Renee Cornegay. Brittany Auxier. Maria Janae Pierre. Rena Redwine. Florence Smith. Nicole West. Master of Science in Mediation and Applied Conflict Studies, Danielle Barabee. Diane Drake. Kelsey Greenwood. Matthew Kinsley. Megan LaLiberty. Lisa M. Ryan. Barbara Shaw Dorso. Michelle Smith. From the Division of Information Technology and Sciences, the candidates for master's degree: Master of Science in Managing Innovation and Information Technology, Edward Borden. Michael Driscoll. William Allen Emmons. Brian Linden. Mark Maitner. Jesse Budnick. Shaunak Mukherjee. Will all candidates for master's degrees please rise for the conferring of degrees?
Now, by the power vested in me as president of Champlain College, by the Board of Trustees and the Agency of Education of the state of Vermont, I declare that you are entitled to your master's degrees with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. And further, I certify that we are confident of your ability to take your rightful place in the world. For our master's degree recipients, I call upon you in your respective field of study to advance the cause of commerce and leadership in service to the advancement of well-being, the protection of the rule of law necessary for a civil and well-ordered society, the peaceful and equitable resolution of conflict, art and technology as a means to enrich our culture and the collective understanding of the human condition, the prudent management and administration of precious resources to heal the sick and protect the public health, the education of our children to help them start on the path to meaningfully better lives, and the management and use of technology in service to society's need for the advancement of productivity, appropriate access to information, and the protection of our privacy. You may now turn your mortarboard tassels from right to left.
Please remain at your seats until the platform party, faculty, and graduates have recessed out of the tent. We invite you to join us for a reception under the tent on the back lawn of Roger H. Perry Hall. Thank you.